broadcast booth. And Angels owner Arte Moreno kind enough to join us here. And,
how you doing?
Yeah, we always just smile and wave at the camera.
I know, that's what it's, why not? You know?
I got to ask you, I mean, you got to be thrilled with the Freeway Series. I mean, fantastic crowds at Dodger Stadium, fantastic crowds last night and again tonight, it seems like. The atmosphere has been electric, and I know Mark talked about it last night, that the games being played in August certainly helped things, considering the way the teams have played overall.
You know, it's great. I was walking around. I had some friends that came down from LA, and a bunch of Dodger fans. Everybody's having a ball, and it's been wild. Wild games, great plays last night. Record crowd. Been great.
So you have to feel real good about the fact of how the club has played this season. You know, coming into the season, everyone's wondering if this team could be the type of team we envisioned, you know, the last couple of years. But the intensity and the way this team has played, you got to feel good about that.
You know, well, one thing is we're healthy. You know, last year we're beat up a little bit, and chemistry, and you know, Calhoun's done a great job on top of the lineup. Some of the young guys have done great, and you know. We've been waiting, obviously been waiting for this, and
it seems like this kid right here has been pretty good. Obviously the extension prior to the season kind of eased the minds of Angel fans as what would happen in a couple of years should he hit the free agent market. But I mean, talk about being embraced by not only this fan base but the fans throughout baseball in general.
Well, I mean, and you know, it was, I'm not going to tell you it was an easy deal, because we really had 4 years of control. You know, this arbitration year, and then 3 years of arbitration plus this year. But you know, he stepped forward, and the agent wanted them, and the family was. We all sat down and really worked it out behind closed doors and tried not to negotiate in the press. When you have to do a deal in the press, then everybody starts speculating on, you know, what about this? Who's winning? Who's losing? And those kind of things. But you know, quite a gentleman, quite a young man, great family. It was really a win-win, I believe, for he and his family, and for the organization, the fans. I mean, I just don't want to be in a situation where you know, there's a lot of things that we do. We try to not, you know, get into a situation where the fans are being affected because we're trying to do our business.
I know you grew up a lifelong baseball fan. Is there one particular player that Trout reminds you of that you saw growing up?
You know, I've always said those things aren't fair. You know, I mean, when you look at all the tools he has, you measure those tools against all the great players. They had a pretty good article, you know, in one of the papers talking about, you know, each year he is, you know, you look at Ted Williams and Willie Mays and Mickey Mantle and Mel Ott, et cetera, and you're talking about baseball gods. Right. I mean, you're looking. I mean, you just had the Hall of Fame. You look at these players that had unbelievable consistency for, you know, 18, 20, 22 years, and were able to play and produce at a very high level.
Well, speaking of great players, Albert Pujols healthy this year, putting up those numbers. How good does that make you feel to see Albert healthy, to put up those numbers that you anticipated seeing?
Well, a lot of things people don't realize is how he brings stability to the clubhouse, because he's not like an up and down personality. I mean, he is solid as a rock. He's great with the young players. I know when Mike came up, Albert spent a lot of time with him, and what's great when you have a young guy like Mike coming up and listening to a veteran like that. But somebody was saying, well, what did you expect Albert to be? And I said, well, he had 20 home runs and 70 RBIs and hitting, I think, 275, etc. You know, if you take those out, you know, over 162 games, he's going to get his 25, 28, maybe 30 if he gets hot, and possibly 100 RBIs. A lot of people don't realize that Mike, batting second, are taking a lot of RBIs away from a third place hitter, right? So if you're in third in the lineup, then you're sitting there and it's clear. So.
Artie, we appreciate it as always. Would you like to stick around a little bit longer?
Yeah, I'll stay.
Keep tossing some softballs to you.
Yeah, okay.
Scoreless as we head to the third.